recommend approval of the B&B integrations agreement to replace the Blue Gym sound system with approved capital project.
All those in favor signify by aye. Second. Sorry.
Second, Lawyer.
Second, lawyer. Discussion.
I have talked to several people in the last week or so, legitimately talked to them, and they are glad to see that we offer doing something with the sound system. It is much needed, so, yes. So you talk to people too, and say that. Yes.
Okay, any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Vote.
Motion carries.
Okay. Item P1 and P6 is noted.
And I would say we forgot to thank them on this resolution. You might want to check that.
Thank you.
All right, under personnel, does anyone have any items they wish to be pulled and voted on separately?
Nick, I do just, letter B, just for clarification, that's all.
And when you pause, it, that's 30 seconds. Just pull it, yeah.
I want to pull just four.
I'm pulling the whole thing.
Oh,
I like the 4A.
All of them or just a specific?
Well, I don't want to get into,
We'll get you.
is that?
I don't want to go into executive session again, so, and hold these people up.
Oh, we have to.
Okay. All right, so pull it.
And then, form of a motion, recommend approval of personnel items C, D, G, H, I too.
That's correct.
And K.
Nick, do me a favor and give me that one more time.
C, D, G, H, J,
Okay.
or no, case noted.
Okay. Okay. All those in favor? You want B?
Huh?
No, that was cool. Okay, we have a recommendation on the board to approve C, D, G, H, and I. Do I have a second? J. Oh, J. J. Sorry. No I, J. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Form of motion recommend approval of the list of volunteers, 1 through 8.
Second, Wesley?
I got a motion on the floor, I have a second from Ms. Ressler. Do I have any discussion?
Yes. I don't want to get into specifics, but I'm looking at the names here, and my discussion is going to be this. I realize that nobody's questioned any of these individuals personally, but they only had to go through their clearances to get this, and I'm still not a volunteer. I find that kind of concerning. And that's the point I wanted to make. It's been a year since I was denied being a volunteer. It was in 5/20/2024. I would like to have some type of consideration to be a volunteer. I see a board member on here that is becoming a volunteer. I'm not disputing it. But part of being a volunteer is just passing the clearances and such, and I did all that. I passed that in a DB test, and I'm still not a volunteer.
Any corrections, Karen? There is one correction, 6 is not aces, it's hands. That's why it's, conversation is noted. That's the answer. Any other discussion on this? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Form of motion recommend approval of the contracted Lincoln drivers 1 through.
Motion on the floor to recommend the contracted Lincoln drivers. Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have a discussion?
I just want to, this isn't going to interfere with our bus drivers from Bryce, right? Okay. Okay.
No.
That's all I wanted, was confirmation. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
This time to open the floor for nominations for a board treasurer.
I nominate Jimmy Ewing.
Second, General Russell, not second, or we have more people coming in? We have.
That's the second. First, there's one. Do I have any other nominations for board treasurer?
Well, I ended up to, the president.
No. The only thing you have to do is you do have to, before the end of this month, sign in a little box about 6 times. And you can get bonded.
You'll have to come see me.
Yeah,
A bunch of
come see him.
signature changes.
All right. Is there any other nominations? Hearing none, we close the nominations. Currently on the floor, we've got a nomination for Jeannie Ewan for treasurer.
In the form of a motion, recommend approval to elect Jeannie Ewan to serve as the board treasurer for an annual term effective July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026.
Got a motion on the floor to approve. Don't we just hold the pause for 1 second before I do that? Don't we have to approve her for that position first and then put her in there? I thought we always had to do that. Approve her for the position and then stick her into.
I only have one nominee.
Yeah, but you still, I thought you still had to vote it in.
This is the voting.
Yeah, that.
But no, this is for the position, to vote her into the treasurer's spot. No, I thought we just nominated.
Yeah,
And then don't we have to vote her in, and we all approve that?
yeah.
There's only one nominee.
And then put her in.
We can vote for it.
Yeah, that's it. You close the nomination, vote to close nominations, and then vote to approve her.
I always thought we had 2 votes, that's why I was like, oh, okay. I need a motion, or I need a nomination to close votes.
Motion to close nominations.
You got it, I think I confused for naming. All right, so we got a second to close, do we have a second to close?
Steve Yoder, second.
Okay, all those in favor of closing the votes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Yeah, you can do that.
In the form of a motion, recommend approval to elect Jeannie Ewan to serve as board treasurer for an annual term effective July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026.
Got a motion on the board to recommend approval to elect Jeannie Ewan to serve as the board treasurer for an annual term. All those, I need a second on that.
Steve Yoder, second.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Motion's carried. Okay.
In the form of a motion, recommend approval of the staff resignations of Jordan Beard, John Newman, Ryan Appleton, and Eric Thomas.
Oh, and there's, yours didn't pick it up. And Chad closed.
2?
No.
No?
No,
Okay, I'm
no,
And Chad.
no, no, we'll go down.
I'm wrong.
There's only some of them,
We don't have it.
oh, okay. All right,
My,
I've got a motion on the floor to approve the following resignations. Jordan Beard, John Newman, Ryan Appleton, and Eric Thomas. Do I have a second?
Steve Yoder, second.
Comment. Jordan Beard, we just had a nice little discussion about her. The good thing about this one is going to be a substitute, or going to get her
Student
teaching, so
Yeah.
she'll be a teacher, so, hopefully, this one I'm pleased about.
Yes.
The latter one, not so much pleased about, but for a great cause. I never want to stand in anybody's way of going up and further up the system, so.
Well, hopefully we can maybe one day make Mrs. Collins a phone call again, so if she would choose to come back to the district.
31 years.
Like Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Barrington and
Mr. Marin, we would welcome her back.
I was here about 31 years with us. She started with us, I guess. And it's a tragedy for us, but
and it's congratulations for the first and fourth. Because, I don't know about the other two, but they're going on third. So I've got a first and second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
In the form of a motion, recommend approval of the fall 2025 head and assistant coaches and volunteers.
There's a motion on the floor to recommend approval of the fall 2025 fall head and assistant coaches and volunteers. Do I have a second? Don't be shy. Do I have a second?
Steve, you're second.
Okay. Is there any discussion?
I want to thank Carrie for correcting Brian. I thought there was another Brian lawyer when I wrote that.
All right.
Sorry, Brian.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Okay, that's the end of the personnel report. Under
Okay.
curriculum,
Okay.
well, case now. Under curriculum, co-curriculum and policy committee report, item A is for discussion only. Is there any discussion on item A? Are there any letters, I'm going to pull letter D. Or, pull letter D. Any others that need to be pulled? Hearing none, in the form of a motion, recommend approval of CCP items B and C.
I have a recommendation on the floor to recommend letters B and C at the CCB committee meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
In the form of a motion, recommend approval of the 2025 list of graduates.
There's a motion on the floor to recommend approval of 2025 graduates. Do I have a second?
Steve, you're second.
Discussion?
Yes, I would like to congratulate all of our graduating seniors that have made it this far, all the way to graduation here in our district. We are very proud of each and every one of them for this tremendous accomplishment in their lives and moving on to their bright, successful futures. I and I'm sure the rest of the board members look forward to seeing them all walk across the field next Thursday
At 7 o'clock.
at 7 o'clock. So congratulations to our seniors.
Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Brian, help us out.
All right, now, you know, every month this is crazy, because we have our meetings right after this meeting. Meetings, we'll have 2 meetings this week, we have an executive session later this week, and then we have a regular meeting this week. Contract is pretty much done, just needs to be approved, so that's good news. No, the contract with the teacher. So that's, yeah, that's pretty much done, we just need to approve that. And otherwise, no new information until after the next 2 meetings, and from last week's information. So, unless you would like to add anything, he was at the last meeting, I could not make it. I think my daughter's to Hershey that meeting, so unless Mr. Griffin would like to add anything from the non-music meeting.
Pretty much what you just said. I mean, everybody is working hard and, you know, they're trying to work through the issues and, you know, it's a big project.
Anything else? If that's all?
That is all.
Okay. Nick?
No report from BSBA this month.
And you all have your LIU highlighted board minute notes and packets of that document for you.
Thank you. I will try to be quick, but it's succinct in what I share. In considering a number of different things that have been taking place recently, I think the best thing that I can do to provide clarity for everyone is to just tell a little story. So bear with me, if you will, with the story of the cookie thief. Raise your hand if you've ever heard the story of the cookie thief. Okay, I may have, I don't know. The story of the cookie thief is this. 2 people are at an airport waiting to go on a flight. A woman comes in, sits down, there's a gentleman sitting beside her, and as they're waiting, they have to wait for quite some time, and the woman starts to get hungry. So she has packed a bag of cookies, and she reaches in and she pulls out a cookie, and she starts eating it, and she notices the gentleman beside her reaches his hand in, pulls out a cookie, starts eating it. And she sits there and thinks, oh my goodness, what in the world is happening? This guy's taking my cookies. So she's sitting there enjoying her cookies. She reaches in. The gentleman reaches in beside her. He has one. And they go through this until there's one cookie remaining. And the gentleman looks at her and says, you can have the last one. And she says, oh my goodness, I should tell this person exactly what I think of him. He's eaten all of my cookies. The gentleman gets up, goes to board his plane. The woman is getting ready to board her plane. She grabs and looks at all of her things, and she finds her unopened pack of cookies. I share this story just simply to provide everyone that context matters. Perspective matters. The young woman was so angry that her cookies were being eaten, she didn't take the time to question, was it hers? Were they hers? So as we go about our business every day, I would just like you to please reflect on the story of the cookie thief, given all of the things that have recently happened. I would also like to then share, so I'm moving forward to the next item. Transparency and stewardship are the two tenets forming a cornerstone for the board work that we do. Transparency, keeping all informed of, and making decisions in meetings open to the public, open to public attendance. Stewardship is understanding that resources are owned by many, with the balance at the center of making those decisions. Balancing student success with financial obligations is paramount. Balancing personal views with the perspective of the district views. Suspicion and circumspect eat away at the genuine work that we do to inspire and nurture the personal growth in our students. The work to fulfill the purpose of our work, helping students meet with success in all forms, is best completed through collaboration, a shared value of this board and this community. Organizations that collaborate well meet with success. To name several successes of the 24-25 school year at Littlestown, please listen carefully. I have some, and the following are successes that occurred this year under this board leadership. ACEs and MAMs are in the process of creating and implementing a discipline handbook to help continue the trend of decrease of Tier 1 behaviors, increasing the positivity and the positive behaviors of our students. We have seen significantly improved attendance, especially among our learning support students, a target that our administration moved forward, and a target that was brought out in our comprehensive plan. Math and ELA teachers are working to get common planning time. This is another priority that we have to assist with ELA success and increasing the success of our students. Taking the time to listen, talk, collaboratively plan, review successes and failures so that future work provides a direct target for our students. We had extra math for our 6th grade focus. That has been a huge success. We have Science Steals alignment with intensive curriculum that we've provided, K through 8. The American Heart fundraiser raised $461 for the American Heart Foundation. The middle school did this. At LHS, we had 29 students earn certificates through NOCTI exams, industry-based exams that allow students to have a leg up when they leave high school and go to get a job. Our Keystone retesting session saw 36% of our students gain proficiency in algebra, 30% in biology. We've successfully moved into a new C wing of our construction building. We've successfully provided a junior achievement real-life program geared towards helping students simulate financial literacy when they leave high school. We've had successful FBLA participation and a 2nd year in a row with a state officer in John Lehigh. With Daughters of the American Revolution, we had first place locally and a third place level award for our essay contests. Matthew Hogg made all-state band. That is not an easy accomplishment. And we have a tremendous amount of effort by our counselors at our high school with a care closet that provides for the students that are in need at the high school every day. I will say these are all things that have happened in this district under this board's leadership and administration. We have great things happening, and it is happening through collaboration and hard work. That ends my report.
A lot of those items on any Keystone test or test PSSA. With that, I want to say, I know she's back here somewhere. Where is she? Back row.
The whole way in the back.
I'll be honest.
Like you get stuck in the back.
I'll be honest.
Usually you're stuck in the front.
I
You're
did
just
forget
stuck in the
about you,
back.
but I did want to put you, but I was like, oh, there's no other than you're going because I.
So this is a busy month for us. The weather has not cooperated with us to get the story walk in, we need less rain. So that's still on hold, but nonetheless, this is a very busy month. So through this month, we will be awarding over $18,000 in scholarships and grants to the district. So how that money is getting there is we have 3 teachers that are going to be getting teacher grants. Spencer Peckert up in the high school for his journalism class is getting a special program that's going to enable their journalism in the newspaper to expand and go even bigger. First and second grade, Pam Brown and Beth Ross are getting a grant for the simplified writing program, which is a